Hello, everyone. I'm Steve. Mark's working late tonight, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Thursday. Challenging times we're living in, I suppose. So look out for yourselves. Look out for the people you care about. Take care of yourselves. You hear? That's my motivational talk for the day. So it is Thursday. We are continuing to discuss our series on caretaking, which follows creator Will Smokey in here, Cynthia Beaumont, as she continues her channel and continues to find her way as a creator. Her channel for a number of years was Cynthia and Thomas Beaumont. It was Cynthia and her husband Thomas. They were together about 25 to 30 years, something like that. He passed away earlier this year. So now all the content has been Cynthia, and she's tried a number of different things on her channel to try to drum up views, trying to get the one viral video, which, hey, you're a small channel. I'm not mad at you. I'd love the one viral video too. She's tried stuff with the cats, stuff with socks, foot fetish type stuff, workout videos with Richard Simmons, sitting on a bench feeding pigeons, drama videos where she throws fans under the bus and then trash talks them, made a big deal and was making a lot of content around allegations that she was being stalked and saying way too much information on YouTube about that situation. Way too much personal information about herself and other people, which probably isn't going to benefit her. So a lot of different stuff. So we're going to pick up today pretty much where we left off, and we're going to dive into unfortunate Vlogmas. Before we do that, we have a giveaway winner to announce. So during this holiday season, Mark and I aren't officially doing Vlogmas, but we film every day, so kind of yes, kind of no. During the month of December, we're doing some holiday mystery giveaways. What makes the mystery? You don't know what day we're going to announce the giveaway or how to enter. So yesterday, we announced a giveaway that we would be picking the winner today. And the way you had to enter was to comment below yesterday's video. So we announced there was going to be a giveaway, but it was a surprise. We didn't announce what the prize was going to be, but it was going to be $25 value. So I got the YouTube comment picker up, and anyone who hasn't used this, a lot of people use it. You copy the URL from the video of the day, from the day you're using. Put it into the comment picker, and it'll pick out how many unique individuals posted, so even if a person posted a few times, it still only catches them once. And this video had 93 commenters. So, start raffle and pick random winner, and let's see who wins. And the winner is Linda G. And her comment was, "Merry Christmas, everyone." So, congratulations, Linda G. The mystery prize was a $25 Walmart gift card. So, I don't have a prop that says Walmart gift card. Mark usually has the props, I'm sorry. So, get in touch with us, Linda G. Shoot us an email, SmokeySteveAndMarc@yahoo.com, or you can hit us up on Messenger at SmokeySteveAndMarc. And you don't have to, we can either send it to you digitally or we can mail it to you, whichever you'd prefer, but get in touch with us and we'll get it to you. So congratulations to you. We also have other ones that will be going on this month. So again, you won't know until you watch the video. We usually do one of these to kind of let you know what's coming up. And then we'll pick it from there and then let you know how to enter. Again, it's usually comment below and then watch the next day's video. So stay tuned. Now, as to Madame Beaumont. All right, there's a few things that stuck in my craw this week. And I got increasingly more agitated as I was watching the videos. Here was the intention. Okay. My intention was to comment more on the content itself and not about her as a person, and to tread lightly around what I thought might be some of her mental frailties. As I said last week, I feel conflicted to a degree commenting on some of her behavior because I kind of think that's like disordered behavior. A person who's well wouldn't act like that, and I don't know if I would want someone commenting up and down, left, right on me on some of my peculiar behaviors. I mean, people do, but I have a thicker skin because I know who I am and I know what I'm like when I'm sick, and if I'm not making sense and people are telling me I'm not making sense, then I'm probably not making sense. How many out of 1,000 people, if 999 say, "You sound like a freaking batshit crazy person right now," maybe there's something to look at. Just putting it out there. And so, in the interest of only trying to focus on her content and not her mental frailties or her very sharp personality, I was just going to go over the content. I didn't make it through the 30 videos to bring us up to date. And I'll tell you why. Because I kind of fucking had it a little bit of the way through. So, Vlogmas Day 3. Let's bring her up here. Okay. Out and about on the town. So she sat on a bench and complained people were in the way of her feeding her birds. And she said obviously they're friends of the owner and she didn't want to make waves. She writes narratives. Maybe they were the friends of the owners, but she writes narratives. All of which involve her being the hero or the victim. So she fed the birds once those people left. I'm sure the property owners love cleaning up pigeon shit. Next, fan mail. She had some bows up here on top of her barrettes. It's holiday time. She's looked more silly than this. Whatever. Fine. She got a gift from, we'll just call them M and J. I think people who are frequent to her channel know who they were. They frequently send rather expensive gifts. I mean, frequently, like maybe a couple times a week, send rather large, expensive gifts to Cynthia. Very openly, Cynthia names them on the channel and gives them, proper credit for sending things to her. Cynthia hit or miss kind of says she does or doesn't like some stuff, but she's real and raw and honest, and she has no problem telling you if she doesn't like a gift you sent. So, she's real. She received a Pusheen box. Okay, I remember the last Pusheen box. Tommy was still alive. And I remember thinking then, and I think, forgive me for mentioning your name if you didn't want me to, Pam, had a video about the Pusheen box. What in hell does a 50-year-old woman need with a bunch of little toys? And the one that she pulled out from the advent calendar later was icing on the cake. I hope that M and J aren't using earned money to purchase these gifts for Cynthia. I hope it's from some, lottery win. I hope it's, funny money. I hope it's not money that should be going to pay for something else. If they're sitting there in the dark so that she can have steaks, stranger things have happened. So, at any rate, she had put these things on her Amazon wish list and said as much that she had. And she said, there's things of all different prices on there, and I just put whatever I want on there, and maybe someone will buy something for me. I mean, the jig is up. There's no blatant anything. It's here's a list of everything I want, and then she called it a tip jar. I get tipped a lot of time with TVs. Creators provide something of a... I don't want to call it a service, because who am I, Chantal Foodie Beauty? Going out as an essential worker to get a fucking club sandwich when you get corned beef or something, and driving 2 hours into a hot zone to get it, and justifying it. So I don't want to say that we are essential, but we, provide entertainment, maybe education, observations, something to laugh at, something to criticize, something to hate watch, anything. We provide all sorts of different stuff on YouTube. To compensate with a gift, to share a gift, yes. I want to see you, I want to send you something, that's fine. We have a P.O. box. People have their mailing addresses up. There's ways to contact people via mail. There's certainly, you can send a gift if you have someone's address. You can do that. But to make it part of, the game, I'm going to put out a list of things I want and see who buys it. I don't dig it. I don't dig it. I don't think it's cool. I don't know. Now, we have an Amazon wish list before I talk out of the side of my mouth. I'll be straight up with you, no bullshit. I don't know how to find it myself. I don't know what's on it. I originally thought wish lists were for the person who had the account, so they didn't have to go looking for all that shit again. If you found just the right sweater, in just the right size, and just the right color, you'd put it on your wish list, so the next time you wanted to go buy it, you didn't have to go dig through Amazon again. It was already there. I didn't realize this was what you told other people to get you. I don't know. So, whatever. If you want to consider large, expensive gifts a tip, that's okay. And I've adjusted my thoughts on people using PayPal in their link as far as a tip jar. Only because of this. there was a couple people left in the comments, because I kind of went, that's the equivalent of, like, putting out a tip jar on the channel. Like, that'd be like, if here's the change jug, just put the money here. However, there's people who did say, what if I want to contribute right to the channel, or the creator, or whatever, and I want to bypass, when you do a super chat, YouTube will take about a third, 30%, maybe a little more. They don't take half, but they take a chunk. Probably for providing the platform and just because it's YouTube. And PayPal, you'd be able to bypass that. So I can see some legitimate reasons why people would want to maybe have access to a PayPal. However, not on Main Street. My personal preference, this is Steve's preference, and probably Mark's if he were here, but I can't speak for Mark either, really. We don't always agree on everything. Putting it out on Main Street says, I want you to think about sending me cash. And putting out your wish list says, I want you to think about buying me expensive gifts. I don't know. It's like it's turned into all the stuff that she used to want from Tommy, she's now getting from the audience. It's like the same kind of MO. Get me expensive stuff for no reason because I deserve it. I don't know. Christmas doesn't seem she's not getting any more or less packages this time of year than she did any other. I don't know what makes it so special that it's Christmas. Next, December 3rd, 2020. No title to the video. Package from Deborah. Her life, her call. Decorations, cards, shoutouts. It's not easy to remember everyone's name when you have all those cards. She may get a lot. She may. 4, Vlogmas Day 3 with checkers. She got an advent calendar from Fancy Feast. 24 cans of cat food. Not a bad deal. I have no idea. That calendar costs more than 24 cans of cat food, I'm sure. You can get 24 cans of cat food for probably like $8, depending on where you go. And then she tries to coerce Checkers the whole time into eating it. And then when he won't go for it, she grabs Hunter, who looks a lot like Bandit. Hunter is a very cute cat. I'm not going to weigh into Cynthia's care for her animals. People have had discussions. I'm not going to have it. But they've been had. So that was the cat thing. Again, Vlogmas. Next, Vlogmas Day 4. And she says, it's going fast. This was probably all the same day or the same weekend. Nothing's going fast. It went, noon to 4? And it's gone fast. So she has the Bic Advent Calendar, and she got a red pencil in it. And then the Pusheen Advent Calendar. And there was a sloth in a holiday sweater. That was what she pulled out. She believed it was a sloth in a holiday sweater. That's like the channel mascot. Sorry. She did mention, too, in there, briefly, that she had a horrible childhood. She's mentioned before, the first video I ever saw of Cynthia, and she said it was the first where she ever sat in a room and talked to the camera with nobody there, like not even Tommy. It was a weight loss video where she was starting her weight loss journey. Might have been one of her first ones she documented. The one where she went 70 weeks and actually lost a bunch of weight. One of the things Cynthia does do well, if she sticks to it. Her food choices are... but she can lose weight. She's done it. She's proven it. That's on camera. At the beginning of it, she said she was bullied, life was hell. And in this, she said the other kids didn't want to talk to her and they didn't want to play with her. So anyway, as I'm watching this commercial crap and she's pulling shit out of advent calendars, I'm reflecting back on the previous video where she said, after someone sent her a card, Jesus is the reason for the season. He's come up like once in all of these videos. All of them. You can count it on one hand the number of times that's actually come up for all of these highfalutin values, that we're being judged upon. So, Vlogmas Day 4, checkers, another can of cat food. Check out my new prop for the video shoot. So, this is like going to the park. This is what this prop is going to be for, going to the park to play with the damn squirrels. And she was like trying to lead along what she was doing, and when I kind of figured out what she was doing, I thought it was ridiculous, but I thought, why not? It's on YouTube, I'll watch. She said when she's in the park, I stand out for some reason, and I don't know why. Now, okay, here's physically. Cynthia, for a woman, is tall. She's 6 foot, and she said without her curvature, she'd be closer to 6'2". She's also a heavier woman. She stands out. Now, I'm from the school of thought, if you're going to stand out, stand out. I don't think she should slouch. I don't think she should apologize for her height or her space. But it shouldn't be a mystery, especially if said woman of stature is sitting in the park feeding squirrels with chopsticks. Yes, you're going to stand out. No, it is not a judgmental world. No, people shouldn't have to mind their own business. That's a peculiar thing. It stands out. People are going to look. Um, it just is what it is. So she's making what I thought originally was a squirrel house out of an old box, and she's covering it in duct tape, and she's got this like industrial roll of duct tape. I'm jealous, because duct tape fixes everything, as far as I'm concerned. She's making this thing to take to the park, and then she's going to put stuff in it and watch the squirrels come and get, like... always trying to cause an infestation of something, because now animals are going to be coming directly to... Anyway, so she said, as she's talking, you know, it's hard to make the videos, blah, 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 and she said, if I had more subscribers, because she's talking about getting the viral video, she weighs into this. And Cynthia's most viewed video, as far as I know, was her 800-calorie diet, what I eat in a day video. And last I checked, it had between 500,000 and 600,000 views. It was the first video of hers I ever saw. Actually, I thought she had an eating disorder when I first saw the video, because you don't see Cynthia. You just see the food she's eating and her kitchen. And all she's eating is egg whites and salad and diet soda and veggie burgers. It's 800 calories, and I thought this poor girl is dealing with anorexia. And then when the camera flips around, I think, there's no way in hell this person's eating 800 calories a day. Well, she was on a diet at the time, I guess. Though certain foods don't count. Your body counts even if you don't, but, you know, she skips foods. At any rate. She says about making content and trying to get the viral video that it would up her subscriber count. And her sub count is respectable. It's around 15,000 or so. I know it's slowed down. And then she locked Social Blade, like, you can't see how she's doing. She says it bothers the haters. It probably bothers her, because if it was flattering, she'd leave it up. You know, people don't block statistics that look good for them, generally. That's just my opinion. So she says, if I had... How did she put it? If I had more subscribers, I could run fewer ads. I feel so bad for you guys. Okay, we're in control... We, for the most part, are in control of what ads we run. I know YouTube has taken a direction now where they're going to put ads in smaller videos so they can make money off of them. So the creator can't monetize their videos, but YouTube can and will take stuff. So that's its own set of crap. But she really abuses, I would say, the ad system to put 12 ads in a video. It's a lot. I mean, have you ever watched an hour show that has 12 commercial breaks? Pretty much. I know they're short, but 12 breaks in the content. It's just hard to... You know, if I'm playing it and I'm doing the dishes and I'm not running back to skip the ads every time, because I don't mind giving her some money because I'm using her content as fodder for my own. You know, she works to a degree to make it, and I don't mind giving her a few cents here and there to do it because it's her channel and I'm talking about it. But she abuses the ad system, I think. Just personal idea. In a video that's like, I don't know. I don't know if what I do is right or wrong either, though. I do the ads in the beginning, before it starts. And then if it's like a half-hour video, somewhere just before 10 minutes, and then somewhere just before 20 minutes, I usually put an ad. If it's 40 minutes or more, I put another one in. So that would be one at the beginning and then 3, I think. I don't do those end ads that's like 2 seconds before the video's over, because it's so shitty to do that to people. They think those are the ads for the next video coming up, and it's not. You get trick-bucked into watching ads for the same one again. Just saying. As a creator, that's my opinion. So, after watching 35 minutes of her tape and wrap a box for squirrels. Next, Vlogmas Day 4, living my best life. So she's putting on makeup, and Cynthia's talking about her views on COVID spread. Now, Cynthia on COVID is enough to make you want to drive nails into your nose. She said people are going to get the tests, and of course it's free, so everyone wants one, and everyone's going to get their photo. It's 2020, I got my test. I don't know where she gets her information from. At the beginning of this, she was so cautious and so concerned and so careful, and now she'll go out and she'll wear a mask. But she's the perfect kind of person. Propaganda is made for a person like Cynthia. She's fearful. She's looking for simple answers. She doesn't question too much of what she's told. She wants proof, but it doesn't mean anything because she's going to think what she wants anyway. So, simple answers, simple strokes, simple pokes, it just speaks to her. So things that she's tossed around in her head, that she wants answers for, that she doesn't think there's answers for yet, are whether or not there's nanobites in the vaccine that's coming out, whether it's made from fetal materials. I'm thinking like maybe she heard stem cell, fetal, and tried to put all that together. At any rate, answers to some of these questions are out there. They're just not on the channels she's watching. So when any of us, I'm not talking about Cynthia, I'm talking about me too, because I get stuck on a rut of watching 1 or 2 news channels, and what's better for me to do actually is to watch them all. I'll put names on blast. I watch CNN, and I watch Fox, and I go online and watch read MSNBC, and I read Breitbart, because I gotta know what everybody thinks is happening. And the disparity is usually huge. I kind of just like watch the show back and forth. I have my own beliefs, but it's fun to see what other people think is true, and to see what informs that. And I think what informs Cynthia is nothing. I think she's just repeats back. She hears bits and pieces and then repeats stuff back. I don't know. I don't think she's, well, we'll get to that later. There's some colorful language that she uses. 9. Surprise early 50th birthday gifts. The gifts were interesting. White chocolate candy, some coasters, a 50th birthday tiara and sash. Ooh, she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy about that. First of all, she can't resell it. Second of all, it wasn't real gold or anything. And she said 50, it's not the age that's going to bother her, but it's going to be the event. Maybe Tommy won't be there, and that's doing it to her. In context, over at the top of this, and it's worth saying, it's her first round of holidays without her husband. In ever, probably, because they were married young, and she pretty much went right from her mother to Tommy, and she's never been without companionship of some sort. So now she's on her own. So I can appreciate there's some grief and some dust and some feelings that are kicking up here. I get that. But the way it spills out with her is so nasty. It is so nasty. It's really, really difficult to enjoy her content that even isn't dramatic, having known what I know about her and the way she talks about people and has treated people. So even if the video is just her making a box for squirrels, which is funny as hell, either in a train wreck or a silly sort of way, either or, it's funny. But knowing that this person who is doing that in a week used some language that I think is so ignorant that they should be taken off YouTube for it, that's just, I don't know. It's hard to reconcile. It's hard to reconcile. And again, getting harder for me to reconcile, which is, I don't know. Next. Shorts. Squirrel steals bread. So a squirrel jumps into that green tissue box that she made and steals a piece of bread and runs away. The end. Vlogmas Day 5. More advent calendars. Complains about everything that's in all the advent calendars. Didn't she get like a dozen of those as gifts? And then say, I remember her saying, oh, this jewelry is so cheap. Oh, I wish this was honey. She's got a fix for honey. And it has to be from somebody else. She couldn't just buy honey. She has to either win honey or get it as a gift. It would just kill her. Just kill her to order some, I guess. When we run out of groceries, like, we go to the store. I don't know. If she can make it to Macy's, if she can take an Uber to Target to get a game system, that means she can take an Uber to Target with $500 in her pocket. She could leave with a few groceries. It's not I can't, it's I won't. There's a difference. So, day in the life, Vlogmas Day 5, vlog. Starts off with a wink and a nudge to haters, saying that they love to thumbs down her videos. I put almost no activity on your video except watching. And actually, there weren't as many commercials as I thought. I think I watched 3 after watching 15 videos. I think I only saw 3 commercials. It's too dangerous when she goes to the park to go off the beaten path. She talks about feeling vulnerable. She is so imposing. Cynthia is I would be intimidated because she's my height. She's my height and she's a little bit bigger than me. I don't think she needs to. I mean, for her own fears, sure, and she is a single woman. I'll grant her that, and she fears men. She fears men in a way that is beyond a healthy sense of caution, I think. But something may have happened to her before that she just never lets on. She maybe had some sort of event that put her off on men really bad. Who's to say? But I don't think she'll be kidnapped or anything like that. Folks our height and weight, we're hard to kidnap. it's not super easy to shove us in the trunk of a car. It'd be hard to get closed too, especially with all the squirrels with you. So, Christmas card exchange. She's sending out a few of those. A few people in real life she's going to send them to, but she used to only send them on behalf of Tommy's family, but she doesn't have to anymore because they're all dead to her, and they would never send one to her. Would you, after all that? She's wearing a beret in this. This beret is everything to me. It looks somewhere between chic and so silly. So silly. It reminds me of, like, the animated cartoons with, like, Pepe Le Pew. She doesn't stink. I'm not saying she stinks. I'm saying that, like, the French... I loved it. I loved it. It was one of the only things I loved this week. And then she goes to feed the birds again. So at this point, I'm over Vlogmas. We aren't going to talk about much more of the Vlogmas videos because they don't really change much. There's more with the cats eating, or trying to eat. And then as it goes forward, fan mail, shout-outs, more with the cat. I did take notes on the gingerbread house. It's more garbage. It's more of the same. And a lot of these are very low viewed, even for Cynthia. Like, very low viewed. Like, Vlogmas Day 7, Checkers the Cat, 172 views. That's really low for her. But when you kick out that many videos in one day, people aren't going to watch all of them. They'll watch some of them. Her diehards will definitely watch. But, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay, so let's make a gingerbread house. She fucked it up. Gingerbread houses can be a little hard to make, granted, because how often do you make them? I've made 2 ever. One year, I almost ruined Christmas, and Mark canceled it. It was our first Christmas in this apartment, and I was being a Scrooge, and he was trying to enjoy Christmas, and I wasn't having it. And he canceled Christmas 2 days before it was supposed to happen. So I built a little gingerbread train set and put it under the tree, and that revived his hopes, and we had a lovely Christmas after. It was not easy to build. Royal icing gets everywhere if you don't get the texture right. She seemed to think that the directions weren't correct, that she knew better, and then when it got to the end and it didn't work, it's because they didn't supply the right parts. There should have been more clamps or something. The clamps are to hold it till the frosting sets, so it stands up. Oh, never mind! Never mind. This is why Vlogmas will not be recorded from here on out, because there's nothing to see, there's nothing to say. Now, this is the last part. Early birthday gifts from my fans. Thank you. Now, it was brought to my attention while I was compiling this. This was brought to my attention before the end of the week, that there was some colorful language that Cynthia chose to use when she was describing people that she didn't like. And the language she used was the R word, for lack of a bit, retarded. She called some people that she didn't like retarded and retards. Okay. Now, I went back to look for this video, and when I went back to look once, it wasn't there at all. It was gone. Now, Cynthia doesn't take down videos unless YouTube makes her, she's covering her ass legally, or it was demonetized. If a video's demonetized, Cynthia will take it down, because it's not making her any money, it's useless to her, because this is just a job, pretty much. When I went to look, there was a video there, but it cuts off and it's right in the middle. Half of it's gone. It starts right with opening a card. There's no hello, nothing to get it going. So I suspect the part of the video that had her trash, ignorant language in it got cut out. So here's the thing. It's ignorant to use the word retarded. It is ignorant. I have no problem calling her ignorant for using it. Here's another couple things, though, too. M and J, her benefactors, the people who can claim her as dependent on their taxes, it's my understanding that Jay has a disability, perhaps an intellectual or developmental disability, of which retarded is a slur. Okay? So we can backpedal and say, oh, I didn't mean it like that. You know I didn't say it like that. That's not who I'm talking about. They know what I meant. That is the backpedaling of someone who ran their mouth, got caught up in it, and is trying to get out of it. Rather than deal with it, she just cut that part of the video out. I think it's inappropriate. I think it's totally inappropriate to do. I think it was wrong. I think there's no justifying it. I think it's ignorant, and ignorance is not a mental illness. So no, I don't feel any issue about treading all over this and saying it was a stupid thing to say. You should not just take a video down like that. You should apologize. Like, straight up apologize. You, of all people, throwing around slurs about disabled people. You're disabled too. How would you like it if someone came on and said, oh, friggin' hunchback? I know, the haters do. I should hear the things they say. It's more horrible for you than anyone else. You don't know the comments that I delete. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Hurt people hurt people. So yeah, I'm gonna wager, I'm just gonna throw it out there, that of the things that people picked on Cynthia for, that word came out a lot. I think it came out a whole hell of a lot thrown at her, so I'm not surprised she'd throw it back at people. But if you insist on insulting people, try to steer away from slurs like that, because words hurt people, and they can hurt people you care about, and you wouldn't want to fuck up the gravy train by calling one of your benefactor's sisters a retard. It would be a bad idea. So just something to think about. And at that point, I was so disgusted, I just stopped watching. So what... I didn't watch the rest of the week. I quit. So what have we wrought here? Well, there is no lesson. There is no wrap-up here in this. Vlogmas was pre-recorded. I can tell she did, to the extent that Cynthia puts work into her channel, she spent at least this amount of time putting work into it. She made a bunch of, like, 20-minute videos. They were not huge effort videos. She sat and filmed. Like this isn't much effort. There's preparation to it, but, you know, I'm not like... It's not like Mark, where he's moving around the house and filming and doing stuff. You know, this is much more, like, allegedly intellectual, if you can count that. If you can count this as intellectual. But she did put a lot of work in, so I will give her credit for being a prolific creator, regardless of the time frame in which she filmed. However, the second you start running your mouth and throwing slurs out there, and as a person who works with folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities, it's something I don't particularly take lightly, and I don't think should go without being called out. You know, I'm not one for cancel culture. I would never say to her subscribers, you know, she said this, go unsubscribe to her. I'm not out to ruin her channel, but I have no problem drawing attention to the fact that words like this shouldn't be used because they have an impact on people, and it can have a negative impact on people. And it's not cool. And her, there's so much I want to say about her using that word, but I don't want to be rude. I've been rude enough. I don't want to be rude, because then I'm going to tread into the land of slurs myself. So I'm just going to keep watching the show. We'll see. We got a new year coming. And we'll see the direction it goes, I guess. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you get the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle is at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and contact information is all listed down below as well. Thank you for watching, and I will catch up with you and Mark tomorrow. Thanks for watching.